Hey everybody, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. This layout is for Citrus Twist Kits, and this is my fourth layout for the month using the main Verona kit from January and the Sprinkles kit. And I'm going to make this a fun and bright summery type layout, and I'm going to be scrapbooking that picture of my daughter in the pool. And I went ahead and pre-cut this really cute star cut file. It's from the Cut Shop, and it's one of my favorites. And I'm going to do a lot of backing with the different pattern papers. And so I just take some time to trace some of the stars onto the paper and just cut them out and glue them behind the cut file. And this is one of my favorite techniques. This is a very easy technique. It just, takes a little bit of time to cut the shapes and glue them down, but it looks so cool once it's done. It doesn't matter, what the cut file is, what shape it may be. It could be circles, it could be squares, it could be flowers. It doesn't matter. Whenever you use different color pattern papers to back the shapes, it just looks so cool once it's finished. And this is a great way to get a lot of papers and a lot of patterns and a lot of colors on your page without it being too much. So I'm using some of that really pretty yellow from Studio Calico, and then this really pretty pink and peachy orangey color paper is a Citrus Twist exclusive this month, and it's just such a pretty shade. Actually, there's a couple of different shades. It's not a solid pink. There's some really pretty, it's a very faint pattern, but it's very pretty orange and pink. It reminds me of sherbet. And so I want colors that are going to pull from the photo, but I didn't want to do too much blue or aqua since the photo has a lot of that color in it already. And so I wanted to play off the pinks and the yellows and maybe some greens in this cut file. So I don't film me doing the entire cut file because it does take some time, but you get the idea of what I'm doing here. And like I said, this is a very easy technique, but you do have to be patient because it does take a little bit of time. But to me, it's very worth it in the end. And that is one of the basic gray papers there with the lemons on it. I think that is super cute. I love the green on the back of it. Such a pretty summertime spring green. Okay, so I've got it finished. I'm going to leave a couple of them open because my picture is going to cover it up. And so I didn't want to waste time putting papers behind those stars since I'm going to cover it up. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of mixed media to my cardstock, and I'm just using some yellow color shine. It's called Butter, and it's very, very iridescent and pearly and sparkly once it's dry. And I didn't do any gesso beforehand. Usually I put some gesso down, but honestly I just forgot. I don't know, I guess I was so into the cut file that I just grabbed my yellow paint and yellow spray and just went for it, and then kind of realized I didn't add any primer to my paper, but it actually turned out fine. I don't even think I really needed it. I didn't do, a whole lot there. I didn't soak the paper and the paint. I only added a little bit of water to kind of make it a little runny, but it worked out fine. So I'm trying to just get some yellow going to the right of the design, just so it's not so white. And those are a couple of the printable, oh wait, no they're not. They're from the bottom, they're from the branding strip of that Citrus Twist exclusive paper, and I'm going to use those here in a little bit. This was also in the main kit, and it comes this teal color. It's a Heidi Swapp wood veneer, and I wanted to change the color of it, and so I'm just sticking my finger in my gesso. This is very high tech here. You get your finger in your gesso and you just smudge it around on the wood veneer, and this is going to kind of take care of some of that blue color, but it's also going to give the wood veneer a little bit of texture. And so when I add my new color here in this paint dabber, the paint is going to really stick nicely. I'm also going to have some texture going on there. So this is a paint dabber, and it is called Abandoned Coral, and it's kind of a pinky reddish color. And I'm also going to add some pink gelatos here. I just want some different shades of pink, and I want it to look kind of messy. I don't want it to look all solid one color pink. I want it to be kind of, distressed looking, I guess you could say. And I'm just using my finger here. I am not afraid to get my fingers messy. Sometimes they are your best tool. To me, sometimes my fingers work better than a paintbrush. And you could certainly use a paintbrush to do this. You could use a paintbrush or a sponge or a foam brush to put on that gesso as well. But I don't know. I kind of like getting my hands dirty. So I've got that finished, and that was really easy to do. I'm going to add a little bit more pink here and there. And this is just some pink spray. It's one of my Shimmers products. And I'm just dabbing a little bit on there and smudging it around. And I love how that turned out. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it now. And it's going to kind of overlap on the photo once I get it down good. All right, so I want to pull in some of the blue, but just a little bit. I want a bunch of splatters here on the left, so it's going to show through the open spots of the stars. And this is just some aqua light blue color acrylic paint from my stash, and I just watered it down. And I'm using my brush to just flick it around. No right or wrong way to do that. It's definitely not technical. And it looks like a hot mess right now, but once you put the paper down over it, or the cut file down over it, it looks a lot better. And I wanted to be able to see some of those splatters through the open parts of the stars there. And I didn't want to do too much more blue, just simply because the photo's so blue. I'm taking my water brush and I'm going to add just a little bit more here and there, just to pick up some of the blue, but I definitely didn't want to overdo it. I didn't want it to take away from all the pretty colors and the stars. And I love how the yellow looks in contrast to the blue. And I think what really made this layout stand out to me is these pop dots. I added a little pop dot to every star, and some of them a half a pop dot because they were small, and I think that makes it look so much better. Just a little bit raised up off the background paper, it gives it some shadowing and a little bit of dimension, and I'm very, very pleased with how that turned out. Now I had an idea, since she's outside and she's in the pool and it's a sunny day. I had this Heidi Swapp stencil in my stash for forever, and I'm going to use some of the mustard, I think it's mustard seed, distress ink, and I wanted some sun rays kind of coming out from behind the picture, and so I'm just wanting some subtle rays there, and I think it looks really, really good in the end on top of that yellow paint that's on the background. And I don't use my distress inks or my blending tool enough, especially through stencils. They are a great way to add interest to backgrounds. I love how that turned out. I don't know. I didn't even think about it until I was halfway through the layout, and I thought, oh, I'm going to use my stencil and I'm going to make some sun rays. And I love how it turned out. I was very pleasantly surprised and pleased with that. Do you ever have a layout like that where it actually turns out like you envisioned it in your mind and then you get excited? That's how I felt, because a lot of times it does not turn out like I have in my mind and it just looks like a hot mess. I just have to keep working at it so I don't hate it. So this made me happy. I am adding some tangled thread, and this is just a light baby pink color. It's not too light, but it's not hot pink. Sort of in the middle there. And got a little bit on either side, and I think I'm finally ready to stick those stars down. Yes. And the pop dots have helped keep the thread in place, but I am going to add a little bit of glue just to be sure, because I don't want it to fall out. And I am going to add a little bit of tissue paper just for some more texture and a little bit more dimension there behind the picture. And that Wood Veneer Awesome is going to wind up being part of my title. And once I get it situated, it's going to overlap on top of the picture. All right, so I've got all that glued down, and now I'm going to work on some embellishing just around the layout. I wanted to use some of the stamps that came in the kits. These are the exclusive Citrus Twist stamps, and this one says, I think it says Epic Fun. So much fun. I can't even read it from here, and I've totally forgotten what the little word at the top says. But I did not want to stamp it directly onto the layout because I've already got so much dimension and everything's already stuck down. So I just stamped it on some random scrap cardstock there and punched it out. And my 1-inch punch is getting sticky, and it's not wanting to punch all the way through. So I had to help it there. But I used some Heidi Swapp ink pads that I've had for a long time. And I used a pinkish reddish color and that teal color, and I'm just going to scatter those around the page for a little bit more something different around the page. I love the stamps in the Citrus Twist kits because they're exclusive and they're small, so you can really, you know, use them around your page in small bits, or you can stamp them and cut them out and use them as little sentiments. I like that they're small. And I'm going to glue down these little cut aparts here. One is white and one is pink. I'm going to layer the pink one behind the white one. I didn't want to do, you know, too much more embellishing just because the stars kind of are the stars are the star of the layout. Haha, does that even make sense? I didn't want to do so much that it was just overkill and too busy. So I did add some of those yellow puffy stickers from the Heidi Swapp puffy sticker sheets. And I do add a little bit more to my title. But I did not want to make it so busy that, you know, I didn't want to cover up the rays, and I didn't want to cover up all the blue splatters behind the stars. I did add a little wood veneer, and those are also exclusive to the kits, so you can't get those anywhere else. I couldn't really find a place for that little Enjoy circle wood veneer to go, so I wound up not using it. And this little printable says Awesome Sauce. And I can't remember if I used it or not, but I do add this little puffy sticker that says Cheeky. And I'm going to add an ampersand from one of the other little puffy sticker sheets. And so that's my title, Awesome and Cheeky. I just kind of made it work. You know, it's fun to make your titles on your own, but when you have words already given to you, it's fun to kind of make your own titles from those words. And so I wanted to use those, and you know, it fits the picture, I think, and so it worked out. The last thing I'm going to do is come in with my T-square ruler and just add some lines, and then add my journaling, and I think that is going to wrap it up. I didn't do any more paint splatters because I think it would just add more busyness to it. I didn't want to add black. I've already got blue, and the yellow is already done. So that's the final layout. I really had a good time putting this together. I think it's super fun and bright, and I think it really utilizes the kits well, especially since this was my last layout. So it's a great way to use up scraps. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.